solo, but 1, 2, 1, 2.
Ooh.
Together, yeah.
Ooh.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
No regrets. Although our love affair has gone astray, no regrets. I know I'll always care, though you're away. Somehow our happy romance ended suddenly. Still in my heart you'll be forever mine. No regrets, because somebody new looks good to you. No regrets, sweetheart, no matter what you say or do. Well, I know our love will linger when the other love forgets. And I say goodbye with no regrets. No regrets. Although our love affair has gone astray, no regrets. I know I'll always care, though you're away. Somehow our happy romance ended suddenly. Still in my heart you'll be forever mine. No regrets, because somebody new looks good to you. No regrets, sweetheart, no matter what you say or do. Well, I know our love will linger when the other love forgets. And I'll say goodbye, I say goodbye, I say goodbye with no regrets. Ooh, I hear singing and there's no one there. I smell blossoms and the trees are bare. All day long I seem to walk on air. I wonder why, I wonder why. I keep tossing in my sleep at night. And what's more, I've lost my appetite. Stars that used to twinkle in the skies are twinkling in your eyes. I wonder why.
You don't need analyzing. It is not so surprising that you feel very strange but nice. Your heart goes pitter-patter. I know just what's the matter, because I've been there once or twice. Put your head on my shoulder. You need someone who's older. Or rub down with a velvet glove. There is nothing you can take to relieve this pleasant ache. You're not sick, you're just in love.
Well, I hear singing and there's no one there. I smell blossoms and the trees are bare. All day long I seem to walk on air. I wonder why, I wonder why. I keep tossing in my sleep at night. And what's more, I've lost my appetite. Stars that that used to twinkle in the skies are twinkling in my eyes. I wonder why.
Stars that twinkle in the sky
are twinkling in your eyes. You're not sick, you're just in love. I just found out about love and I like it. Oh, I like it. I like what love has been doing to me. I hold you close in my arms and I like it. Oh, I like it. Oh, what a wonderful future I see. It's a one time only, a lifetime deal. And I know it's real. I can tell by the way that I feel. Right now I'm living it up and I like it. I like it. Hey, you, give me a clue. What's love doing to you? Looks like you could be liking it too. I just found out about love. And I like it, ooh, I like it. I like what love has been doing to me. I hold you close in my arms and I like it, oh, I like it. What a wonderful future I see. It's a one time only, a lifetime deal. And I know it's real. I can tell by the way that I feel. Right now I'm living it up and I like it. I like it. Hey, you, give me a clue. What's love doing to you? Looks like you could be liking it too. Looks like you could be liking it too.
Good morning. And welcome to the Sunday service of the Vancouver Unitarians, live streaming from our sanctuary at the corner of 49th and Oak Street. My name is Lorene Stokes, and I am a member of the worship services team. It's my pleasure to be with you this morning. And I'd also like to welcome our guest musicians, Helen Hansen and Kathy Francis, who played that delightful music this morning. For those of you here for the first time, whether you are visiting or maybe you're checking us out, I'm really glad you decided to join us, and I hope you stay to get to know us a little bit better. There's always coffee and tea in Hewitt Hall across the courtyard afterwards, and it's a great chance to talk to some of us. Our community welcomes people with many different beliefs and backgrounds. We are united in our search for meaning, our dedication to spiritual growth, to social justice, and reverence for nature and all life. We embody these values in many different ways, some through music, some through artistic expression, many of us through worship and religious education for all ages, and even through direct ethical action. Today, we gather on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. We seek conciliation with First Nations, recognizing both the historic harms and the opportunities today for concrete actions such as standing with the Tsleil-Waututh Nation in opposing the dredging of Burrard Inlet. And as it happens, this morning I am doing double duty, not only as a worship services associate, but also as your board member, to give you a few announcements, like the Environment Committee has a forum at 12:30 in the fireside room on the Burrard Inlet dredging. So please go and check them out. There is also an opportunity to learn Burundian dance here in the sanctuary. This is sponsored by the Partner Church Committee at 12:30. So you have two really great events to choose from today. I understand there are a number of drawings on tables in Hewitt Hall that are Tamiko and Nan, and they're offering them up as a gift. So if you'd like to pick up a drawing, please help yourself. And just as a general reminder, there is always a lot that is going on in here from week to week. And if you haven't already signed up for the weekly email on Thursday, that is a great way to see what's coming up in the following week. So please check that out. So let's take a moment to widen our welcome and turn to each other and greet each other. Elliot's going to call our attention back and lead us in hymn number 18, What Wondrous Love, in a few moments.
Xin Yin Hao, Gong Hei Fat Choi, a happy Lunar New Year to you all. We gather on this Sunday, the day after Valentine's, a day dedicated to love, to behold its power and to ponder its many facets, to explore its challenges and to honor its complexities, to reflect on its ups and downs, its beginnings and its many ends. Love is indeed a many-splendored thing. There are times when we live intoxicated under its spell, and maybe others when we feel beyond its reach. It is, though, the substance and the striving of the many complicated relationships that make up any life. And so we turn our gaze this morning to love, that in this hour our hearts might be moved again by its mystery and its majesty. I invite forward Laureen to light our chalice this morning. We light our chalice this morning in honor of Catherine Roback, whose 81st birthday would have been yesterday. Catherine died 2 weeks ago yesterday. And I just want to let you know that we've now confirmed that her memorial service will take place at 11 a.m. on Friday, March 20th, here in the sanctuary. Together we light this chalice, together we see its light, with kindness and in deep bonds of community, with love for the human family and all its variety, with reverence before the world and its teeming web of life. May we care for our earthly home and for each other with courage, with love, and with justice. I now invite forward children and children of any age to join me here at the front for the story. Morning, guys. Do you mind if I sit here? Is that okay? Thanks, Benji. It's a story. So this one is called Love Is. And you need to spot the little duck at the beginning, just because that's going to figure in importantly. All right? So love is holding something fragile, tiny wings and downy head. Love is noisy midnight feedings, shoebox right beside the bed. So see, it's sleeping next to her. It's peaceful sleeping, no more peeping, tucked in tightly, head to toes. Love is waking up together, side by side, and beak to nose. It's early mornings, messy bath times, tidying up and settling down. Love is in familiar voices, feeling lost and being found. It's in the struggles, growing muscles, ready for a bigger pond. It's sensing when the time is right to lift those wings to travel on. Love is nudging, gently tugging, coaxing baby from the nest. It's getting to the edge and hoping, letting nature do the rest. Love is missing, reminiscing, wishing things could stay the same. It's understanding even ducklings like the seasons have to change. And love is also watching, waving, wondering if love remembers you, and knowing in a happy instant that love has lasted and grown some too. So see, now the duckling has its own family. Yeah. And that's today's story. And Eliana's going to say a few words to us about your plans for today.
It's a funny story.
It's a funny story. Yeah.
Love as a duckling.
Children's group today is going to be doing a Valentine's and love-themed lesson. There isn't Owl today because it's a long weekend, and I believe there is youth group after the service.
Have a good morning. Let us sing.
As many of you know, our community is completely self-sustaining and depends entirely on the gifts and generosity of our members and friends. These can be gifts of time, of creativity or compassion and friendship, and also gifts of money. Your generosity helps sustain this community. We do share a part of our offering every week to community charities through our Outreach Opportunities Fund, And from February to May 2026, we are supporting the organization Out in Schools. Out in Schools is BC's award-winning 2S LGBTQIA+ education program with more than 15 years of experience in BC's education system. We will now take an offering for the good work of the Vancouver Unitarians and Out in Schools. The ushers will come forward with baskets, and you can also text your donation, and there will be a number on the screen you can use.
How do you keep the music playing? How do you make it last? How do you keep the song from fading too fast? How do you lose yourself to someone and never lose your way? How do you not run out of new things to say? And since we know we're always changing, how can it be the same? And tell me how year after year your heart will fall apart every time you hear his name. I know the way I feel for you, it's now or never. The more I love, the more that I'm afraid that in your eyes I may not see forever, forever. If we can be the best of lovers, yet be the best of friends. If we can try with every day to make it better as it grows, with any luck, then I suppose the music never ends. I know the way I feel for you, it's now or never. The more I love, the more that I'm afraid that in your eyes I may not see forever, forever. If we can be the best of lovers, yet be the best of friends. If we can try with every day to make it better as it grows, with any luck, then I suppose the music never ends.
Please join me in saying our affirmation on gratitude. We give from our hearts, grateful to share and receive. Hope blooms from kindness. I would like to invite Carl Perrin to come forward and give testimony.
What is love? Do you have an early memory of love? My earliest memory is about my mother's love. I was about 3. I know I was that young because my mother bathed me in one of our high laundry tubs so she could stand up. I was small enough to fit into that tub in our chilly basement. Then I would sit on the steps while my mother dried me. Each step had a metal edge which made a line of cold across my back. My brilliant mother got a towel and placed it going up several steps. Brilliant. I could sit on a step and lean back on the warm, soft towel covering the next step up. I was so grateful. That's when I remember really feeling her love. Mothers are very good at loving. From the time we're born, they don't mind giving, even sacrificing. And that's why motherly love is a paradigm for love. We can all love those close to us, even when it requires some sacrifice, some service. Service comes in many shapes and sizes. When I was 17, I decided that if my life was to have any meaning, I would have to create that meaning. So I decided to seek truth and offer service, and that would provide my life with meaning. Gandhi had some influence by his example. He wrote, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." So I want to tell you about a service I have made, which is easy, enjoyable, and always appreciated. I'm talking about donating blood. Donating blood is easy for some first-time donors and difficult for others. It's always been very easy for me. Virtually painless, I've never fainted, and the hurdles of answering very personal questions just gets easier and easier every time. At times in my life, I have survived on the kindness of others. 40 years ago, I had major depression, and 2 things kept me going. One was the beauty and truth I felt in this sanctuary, primarily from the choir. Music helps me cry. The other was the rewarding service of giving blood. I looked forward to giving blood, the way I imagine a cow feels about giving milk. Be useful and be happy. Share your gifts. I now have a gift for giving blood, and I wish more of you could enjoy giving blood half as much as I do. Over the years, I have made 125 blood donations. But eventually, I was depleting my iron faster than I could recover it, in spite of increasing iron supplements. So last year, my doctor said, "I think you should stop giving blood because you're depleting your backup iron storage." I did cut back, but then I discovered blood platelets donation. The beauty of platelets donation is that the iron-rich red blood cells are returned to my body, so my doctor approves. Platelets are in high demand, for example, for people with leukemia. I love giving my platelets to those who need them, and I get mine back in a week or so anyway. It's painless for me, and they treat me like a king at the Canadian Blood Service on Oak Street near BC Women's Hospital. If you want to experience love on a regular basis, I recommend a regular blood donation. The first time may be hard, but then it gets easier and easier. And they give you free treats before and after each donation. I love it.
Hello, my name is Mary Lage, and our candlelighter this morning is Jean-Marie Nzabiyumva. We take time in our service to share our celebrations, our sorrows, our joys, and our concerns by lighting candles together. As each candle is lit, please take a moment to hold each request in your heart and join us at the end in saying, we light these candles together. There's so much turmoil in the world today. Before turning to personal joys and sorrows of this beloved community, we light a candle for the people of Tumbler Ridge as they continue to come to terms with the tragic loss of life in their community this week. In this time of complicated grief, may they find solace in the love and support from across the provinces and our country. Also a candle for our trans and non-binary beloveds who may be feeling even more under threat in the wake of the Tumbler Ridge shooting. You are divine gifts to all, and the hate and fear bubbling up was never about you. We hold them in our hearts. We begin with personal candles of joy. Rory O'Brien requests a candle be lit for Clarence Phelps, Mr. Sharp, as he was known, who transferred from VGH a few days ago and is now permanently residing in his own room at the Royal Arch Masonic Home in southeast Vancouver. It's a great place, and he's quite happy with it. Thanks go out to all the volunteers from Van U who have helped him move out of the apartment he lived in for 45 years. Takes a community. And now we turn to candle requests for those more difficult life events. A candle is requested by Carly for her friend Rebecca and her dogs Poppy and Roxy, as her dogs are not doing well together. Hoping that a solution can come about that works for everyone. Lorraine Colum, I think I didn't say that right, Lorraine, I'm sorry. Colum, sorry. She's got the beautiful art up here, as you've probably seen. Calm requests a candle for my son-in-law, Dean, who has had a serious stroke 6 months ago and recently lost his mother. My daughter, Kristen, and grandson, Graham, are looking after him. He's very distressed by the loss of his mother. We end with one final candle for all those joys and sorrows that we are carrying that have not been spoken aloud today. Please join me in saying, we light these candles together.
This morning, to help us transition to a time of silence, of reflection and meditation about the meaning of love, I have something a little bit different. I have quotes, words of wisdom from young children asked, "What is love?" When my grandmother got arthritis, she couldn't bend over and paint her toenails anymore. So my grandfather does it for her all the time, even when his hands got arthritis. That's love. Love is when a girl puts on perfume and a boy puts on shaving cream and cologne, and they go out and smell each other. Love is when you go out to eat and give somebody the most of your French fries without making them give you any of theirs. Love is what makes you smile when you're tired. If you want to learn to love better, you should start with a friend you hate. Love is when you tell a guy you like his shirt and then he wears it every day. During my piano recital, I was on a stage and I was scared. I looked at all the people watching me and I saw my daddy waving and us smiling. He was the only one doing that, and I wasn't scared anymore. My mommy loves me more than anybody. You don't see anyone else kissing me to sleep at night. Love is when your puppy licks your face, even after you've left him alone all day. When you love somebody, your eyelashes go up and down, and little stars come out of you. And finally, you really shouldn't say, "I love you," unless you mean it. But if you mean it, you should say it a lot. People forget.
It's you I like, not the things you wear. It's not the way you do your hair. It's you I like, the way you are right now, way down deep inside you. Not the things that hide you. It's not your toys, they're just beside you. But it's you I like, every part of you. Your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether old on you. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you. It's you I like.
It's you I like. It's not the things you wear, it's not the way you do your hair, but it's you I like. The way you are right now, the way down deep inside you. Not the things that hide you, not your toys, they're just beside you. But it's you I like, every part of you, your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether old or new. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you. It's you I like.
Thank you, Helen and Kathy. Mr. Rogers had so much to teach us about the ways of love. So I have quite a few poems to share with you today. That's right, if asked what happened at this morning's service, you can explain that your minister read to you a large assortment of love poems, poems that speak to love from a number of different angles, poems that he greatly enjoyed curating just for you and weaving them all into something of a sermon. In this world of hurt at the end of this week of heartache, love poems may seem a luxury we cannot afford, but I adamantly disagree. In tough times, we need words that speak to the human condition and words that remind us of beauty and love and joy. So I'll present these poems in groupings which aren't so clear on your order of service, but there'll be short pauses between them to kind of hold the groupings together. Not every poem will speak to everyone. Not every experience is shared by each of us, but listen for the through line, which is love, something surely felt by us all. Saving Grace by Rosemary Watola Trommer. I didn't even see the slender red salamander curled in the middle of the country road, but Brad stopped to kneel beside it and told us if you pick them up by the tail, they will lose their tail, an attempt to distract a predator while the rest of the body escapes. So tenderly he brushed the small amphibian into his open palm, then gently placed it intact in the wet grass beside the road. If this day were a novel, I would say the morning walk was foreshadowing. Everywhere we went, there were hands that opened in kindness to greet, to serve cake, to hug, to wave, as if everyone agreed it matters the way we treat each other, how quickly we can fall apart when threatened, how easily sometimes we are saved. Kiss by Ellen Bass. When Lynn saw the lizard floating in her mother-in-law's swimming pool, she jumped in. And when it wasn't breathing, its body limp as a baby drunk on milk, she laid it on her palm and pressed one fingertip to its silky breast with just the force you need to test the ripeness of a peach, only quicker, a brisk little push with a bit of spring to it. Then she knelt, dripping wet in her Doc Martens and camo t-shirt with the neck ripped out, and bent her face to the lizard's face, her big plush lips to the small stiff jaw that she had pried apart with her opposable thumb, and she blew a tiny puff into the lizard's lungs. The sun glared against the turquoise water. What did it matter if she saved one lizard more or less in the world? But she bestowed the kiss of life, again and again, until the lizard's wrinkled lids peeled back, its muscles roused its own first breath, and she set it on the hot cement where it rested for a moment before darting off. At the Corner Store by Alison Luderman. He was the new old man behind the counter, skinny, brown, and eager. He greeted me like a long-lost daughter, as if we both came from the same world, someplace warmer and more gracious than this cold city. I was thirsty and alone, sick at heart, grief-soiled, and his face lit up as if I were his prodigal daughter returning, coming back to the freezer bins in the front of the register, which were still and always filled with the same old cable car ice cream sandwiches and cheap frozen greens. Back to the knobs of beef and packages of hot dogs, these familiar shelves strung with potato chips and corn chips, stacked up beer boxes, and immortal Jim Beam. I lumbered to the case and bought my precious bottled water, and he returned my change, beaming, as if I were the bright new buds on the just bursting open cherry trees, as if I were everything beautiful struggling to grow. And he was blessing me as he handed me my dime over the counter and the plastic tub of red licorice. This old man who didn't speak English beamed out love to me in the iron week after my mother's death, so that when I emerged from his store, my whole cockeyed life, what a beautiful failure, glowed gold like a sunset after rain. Frustrated city dogs were yelping in their yards, mad with passion behind their chain-link fences. And in the driveway of a peeling paint house, a woman and a girl danced to contagious reggae. Praise Allah, the Buddha, Kuan Yin, Jesus, Mary, and even jealous old Jehovah, for eyes, hands of the divine that are everywhere. Rest by Richard Jones. It's so late I could cut my lights and drive the next 50 miles of empty interstate by starlight, flying along in a dream countryside alive in shapes and shadows, but exit ramps lined with 18-wheelers and truckers sleeping in their cabs make me consider pulling into a rest stop and closing my eyes. I've done it before, parking next to a family sleeping in a Chevy, mom and dad up front, 3 kids in the back, the windows slightly misted by the sleeper's breath. But instead of resting, I'd smoke a cigarette, play the radio low, and keep watch over the wayfarers in the car next to me. A strange paternal concern and compassion for their well-being rising up inside me. This was before I had my own children. I had felt the sharp edge of love and anxiety wherever I tiptoed into darkened rooms of sleep to study the small, peaceful faces of my beloved darlings. Now, the fatherly feelings are so strong, the snoring truckers are lucky I'm not standing on the running board, tapping on the window asking, "Is everything okay?" But it is. Everything's fine. The trucks are all together sleeping on the gravel shoulders of exit ramps, and the crowded rest stop I'm driving by is a perfect oasis in the moonlight. The way I see it, I've got a second wind and on the radio an all-night country station. Nothing for me to do on this road but drive and give thanks. I'll be home by dawn. Love Was by Don Steiner. I never said I love you to my father, nor he to me. Love was a shoulder ride, my father's handkerchief 3-corner knotted on my head. Love was the treat secreted in his coat pocket on Friday nights. Love was pennies for the corner store, banana popsicles. A bouquet of daisies displayed in a jar on the kitchen table. Love was a hike to the peak of La Tuque, backpack full of ham sandwiches, crunch of forest floor, hush of carpet moss. Love was a backyard rink, ice pucks in the freezer. When I came home, love was a yawn, my father mumbling he was just about to turn in. Love was porch evenings, the gift of silence, night skies drinking the moon. Gravity by Kim Adonizio. Carrying my daughter to bed, I remember how light she once was, no more than a husk in my arms. There was a time I could not put her down, so frantic was her crying if I tried to pry her from me. So I held her for hours at night, walking up and down the hall, willing her to fall asleep. She'd grow quiet, pressed against me, her small being alert to each sound, the tension in my arms. She would take my nipple and gaze up at me. Blinking back fatigue, she would fight whatever terror waited beyond my body in her dark crib. Now that she's so heavy, I stagger beneath her. She slips easily from me down into her own dreaming. I stand over her bed, fixed there like a second dimmer star, though the stars are not fixed. Someone once carried the weight of my life. And Baptism by Ted Thomas Jr. Cold wind, I help my father into the shower. With his good hand, he grips my arm for support. Inside, he sits like the Buddha on a plastic stool and waits for me to begin. I drench him with warm water, soap his head, his back, the flabby stomach, the private parts private no more. I had not before seen my father's nakedness, nor the changing contour of his being, his growing helplessness. His brown skin glistens, and I think of him as a young man on the night of my conception, panting, capable, shining with sweat and definition, the soft hands of my mother grasping his shoulders. I pat him dry. He lets me dress him in the white hospital clothes, oil his hair, put him to bed, and forgive him. Torn Up by Susan Anderson. I'm leaving you, she said. Regrettably dramatic, I yanked the photo from its frame and tore it into pieces. Taken the night we first met, the photo was irreplaceable. I imagined tears, then a change of course, reconciliation. Instead, she discarded the shredded pieces into a wastebasket. It's true what they say. The heart can break. Eventually, I reclaimed the pieces and with tape, carefully reassembled the image. She did leave. Months passed. My heart mended. The patchwork photo is now in a frame behind the couch we still sit on and reminds us of the fragility of love and its worth. Bees Were Better by Naomi Shihab Nye. In college, people were always breaking up. We broke up in parking lots, beside fountains, 2 people broke up across a table from me at the library. I could not sit at that table again, though I did not know them. I studied bees, who were able to convey messages through dancing and could find their ways home to their hives, even if someone put up a blockade of sheets and boards and wire. Bees had radar in their wings and brains that humans could barely understand. I wrote a paper proclaiming their brilliance and superiority and revised it at a small cafe featuring wooden hive-shaped honey dippers in silver honey pots at every table. Love Elegy with Busboy by Nathan McLean. The whole mess, pair of chopsticks pulled apart, tarnished pot of tea, even my fortune, which was no good, we left for the busboy to clear. I would probably feel more guilty if he hadn't so beautifully swept our soiled plates into his plastic black tub and the strewn rice into his palm. The salt and pepper shakers were set next to each other once again. A new candle was lit. You would never know how reckless we had been, how much we had ruined. With the table now so spotless, who's to say we couldn't just go back? Who says we can't start over if we want? And Loss by Wendy Cope. The day he moved out was terrible. That evening she went through hell. His absence wasn't a problem, but the corkscrew had gone as well. After a Noisy Night by Laurie Ann Bosselar. The man I love enters the kitchen with a groan. He just woke up, his hair a Rorschach test. A minty kiss, a hand on my neck, coffee, 2% milk, microwave. He collapses on a chair, stunned with sleep, yawns, groans again, complains about his dry sinuses and crusted nose. I want to tell him how much he slept, how well, the cacophony of his snoring, pumping in long wheezes and throttles, the debacle of rhythm, hours erratic with staccato of pants and puffs, crescendi of gulps, chokes, pectoral sputters, and spits. But the microwave goes ding, a short little ding, sharp as a guillotine, loud enough to stop my words from killing the moment. And during the few seconds it takes the man I love to open the microwave, stir, sip, and sit there staring at his mug, I remember the vows I made to my pillows, to fate and to God. I'll stop eating licorice, become a blonde, a lumberjack, a Catholic, anything but bring a man to me. So I go to him. Sorry, honey. Sorry you had such a rough night. Hold his gray head against my heart and kiss him, kiss him. Love Poem with Apologies for My Appearance by Ada Limon. Sometimes I think you get the worst of me. The much-loved, loose forest green sweatpants, the long, braless days, hair knotted and uncivilized, a shadowed brow where the devilish thoughts do their hoofed dance on the brain. I would like to say that this means I love you, the stained white cotton t-shirt, the tears, pistachio shells, the mess of orange peels on my desk, but it is different than that. I move in this house with you the way I move in my mind, unencumbered by beauty's cage. I do like I do in the tall grass, more animal me than much else. I'm wrong. It is that I love you, but it's more that when you say it back, lights out, a cold wind through the curtains, for maybe the first time in my life, I actually believe it. The Loneliest Job in the World by Tony Hoagland. As soon as you begin to ask the question, who loves me, you are completely screwed, because the next question is how much? And then it is hundreds of hours later, and you are hunched over your flowcharts and abacus, trying to decide if you have gotten enough. This is the loneliest job in the world, to be an accountant of the heart. It is late at night, you are by yourself, and all around you, you can hear the sounds of people moving in and out of love, pushing turnstiles, putting their coins in the slots, paying the price which is asked, which constantly changes. No one knows why. I Love You by Billy Collins. Early on, I noticed that you always say it to each of your children as you are getting off the phone with them, just as you never fail to say it to me whenever we arrive at the end of a call. It's all new to this only child. I never heard my parents say it, at least not on such a regular basis, nor did it ever occur to me to miss it. To say I love you pretty much every day would have seemed strangely obvious, like saying I'm looking at you when you are standing there looking at someone. If my parents had started saying it a lot, I would have started to worry about them. Of course, I always like hearing it from you. That is never a cause for concern. The problem is I now find myself saying it back, if only because saying just goodbye, then hanging up would seem so discourteous. But like Bartleby, I would prefer not to say it so often, would prefer instead to save it for special occasions, like shouting it out as I leaped into the red mouth of a volcano with you standing helplessly on the smoking rim, or while we are desperately clasping hands before our plane plunges into the Gulf of Mexico, which are only two of the examples I had in mind, but enough, as it turns out, to make me want to say it to you right now. And what better place than in the final couplet of a poem where, as every student knows, it really counts. After the Fact by A.R. Ammons. The people of my time are passing away. My wife is baking for a funeral, a 60-year-old who died suddenly. When the phone rings and it's Ruth we care so much about in intensive care. It was once weddings that came so thick and fast, and then first babies, such a hullabaloo. Now it's this and that and the other and somebody else gone or on the brink. Well, we never thought we would live forever, although we did, and now it looks like we won't. Some of us are losing a leg to diabetes. Some don't know what they went downstairs for. Some know that a hired watchful person is around. Some like to touch the cane tip into something steady. We have already lost so many, brushed the loss of ourselves. Our address books, for so long a slow scramble, now are palimpsests, scribbles, and scratches. Our index cards for Christmases, birthdays, Halloweens draw clean away into sympathies. At the same time, we are getting used to so many leaving. We are hanging on with a grip to the ones left. We are not giving up on the congestive heart failures or brain tumors, on the nice old men left in empty houses, or on the widows who decided to travel a lot. We think the sun may shine someday, when we will drink wine together and think of what used to be. Until we die, we will remember every single thing, recall every word, love every loss. Then we will, as we must, leave it to others to love. Love that can grow brighter and deeper till the very end, gaining strength and getting more precious all the way. And finally, My Skeleton by Michael Penny. My skeleton walks in the middle of my body, easy in its knowledge it will outlive me. This makes it inflexible, even hard on the muscles which cling to it. It doesn't know there are parts it doesn't cage, a beating heart truly untouched by it. Yes, it cups my brain and its high electric notions, but a container is not as important as what it contains. My skeleton would like to leave now, make its own clattering way in the world, but I am too possessive, too attached to let it go. And with that, the sermon comes to an end. Let the people say, Amen. I invite you now to rise in body and spirit to sing our closing hymn, number 299, Make Channels for the Streams of Love.
Make channels for the streams of love, where they may broadly run, and love has overflowing streams to fill them every one. But if at any time we cease such channels to provide, the very founts of love for us will soon be parched and dry. For we must share if we would keep this gift all else undone. We cease to give, we cease to have, such is the law of love.
And now in our comings and goings, may the light of love shine upon us, out from within us, be gracious to us, and give us peace. For this is the day we are given. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We now extinguish our chalice, but its light we carry out into the world, so let us sing.